And what's in that other pot there?
I'm making just some plain marinara sauce for Joe because he doesn't like
Well,
the fish sauce.
Okay.
So we're going to make him a little bit of tortellini tonight,
all right.
and he's going to be happy.
And it's important that Joe be happy. Everyone's got to be happy, right, Nonna?
Right, Christmas. And I add to this the salt.
Now, you don't use kosher salt?
I have it, but I'm used to this salt right now, and I
Yeah.
don't want to over-salt it. I won't put as much salt in this as I would with an ordinary sauce because the seafood has a certain amount of salt
Right,
to it.
right.
So I'm going to bring this up to a boil,
All right.
and after that I'm going to lower it to a simmer and let it simmer about an hour.
How long does it take to get to a boil?
Oh, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay.
And then after I simmer it for about an hour, then I will add the seafood
Okay.
and let the seafood cook no more than a half hour because,
So the seafood's uncooked when you put it
right, because otherwise the seafood would get rubbery
in?
then.
Okay.
And then tonight, while you guys are eating, all I have to do is put the shrimp scampi in my broiler, and it won't take any more than about 5 minutes. And we can have that with a salad.
Good. So now, where'd you learn to make this sauce?
Oh,
Was it your mom? Was it your sisters? Was it
a little
Dad?
bit of each. I sort of like remembered what my mother did,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dad from his mother.
Right. She made different sauces though too, right? She made my grandmother made sauces with with tomato paste.
Yes, yes.
And she had different ways of making a sauce.
Yeah, but my mother always used the tomato.
Did she use canned tomatoes? Your mom?
Well, yes, but in the summer, my dad always, or in the spring, my dad always had a garden.
All right.
And there were always an abundance of tomatoes. And she and my sister Angie used to bottle their own tomatoes.
Okay. Did they make the plum tomatoes or just like not the beefsteak like we think of it? It was a different kind of tomato, right?
It was a plum tomato and
Yeah.
also some of the beefsteak tomato.
And did he grow basil and
Yes, yes.
garlic and onions and all that stuff
Not
too?
garlic, but he grew basil, he grew corn. I used to love fresh corn. I'd eat it, if the corn was young, I'd eat it after he would pick it without cooking it.
Yep.
The most delicious, sweet tasting.
And that was in Far Rockaway, right? Bayswater?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, when I was in Auburn, growing up as a kid, he always had a garden. That was his passion.
And Auburn is part of Far Rockaway, or is
Queens.
it's part of Queens? But it's on the South Shore of Queens, near the beach, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the South Shore.
Okay, now it came up to a boil.
Let me see that. Let me just. Okay, so it's a gentle boil. It's not
Yeah.
a rolling boil.
Now I will put it, this will be like a simmer, and I put the spoon across and
The lid.
the lid this way so that it won't, it'll thicken.
Right.
It'll get a little bit,
You let the steam escape.
yes, and it'll
Gotcha.
thicken while it's cooking. And then I'll taste it eventually to see if I have to add more salt or not.
Okay.
There was a fisherman,
Yeah.
and he and Pete Cavalieri would go crabbing at a certain time of the season when the crabs were abundant. He'd get the big blue crabs. He would take them home to me, and I would clean them. I would take, the dead man out, whatever you call that thing. I would wash them, and I would freeze them. And all winter long, I would make the most delicious spaghetti sauce with the crabs. I don't know if you remember it.
Yes, I remember. It was very good. Yes. You're not lying when you said it was the most delicious.
I loved it.
You did.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work though.
A lot of
Cleaning
work.
all those crabs.
And you probably have a big bowl full of the crab shells.
Right.
There's not much to them, but
Yeah,
just
they're
the
tasty.
taste of them were
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I remember when we made that for Uncle Angelo. he never had a sauce like that.
No.
He was, well, which actually surprised me because I'm sure they have crabs in the Mediterranean, but
I don't know.
there's crabs everywhere.
I know they have a different type of lobster too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe in different regions they make a sauce with that. They have shrimp sauce, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I used to get the soft shell. I didn't realize what a delicacy they were. I used to give them to Dr. Stoll's daughter.
Oh,
Oh, she was so excited.
you eat the whole thing, you know that.
I know. You just clean them and you bread them and you fry them. I have never.
I had one once. It's kind of chewy.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. But it's interesting. Yeah, I had it when I was down in Washington. We went out for seafood and I tried.
I never realized. You know, there's only a certain amount of time that
Right, when they shed their shells,
shells.
and it's before their new shell hardens up.